If you're anything like me, I have been skeptic of gaming chairs forever, but they do seem to be a thing while you spend hours on end gaming or working or other things I won't judge. You want something to sit back in that you can relax and keep your focus. That hopefully doesn't break the bank while being comfortable. And gaming chairs just haven't seemed to have done that for me, especially after my last experience with one. So when Ewin reached out to me to try out their Champion Series ergonomic chair, I was like, you know what? Let's see if you could break the skepticism, and maybe this will be worth a recommend to anybody out there like me that was just like, prove me wrong. So you get a different video today than the usual, and don't worry, my opinion here is going to be extremely honest, even though they sent me this and I've been trying it out the past week. But I got a discount code for you, so if you want to check out their other chairs and stuff, link is in the description. First, let's get into the material. My previous gaming chair was made of leather, and therefore it tore up fast, which is, I especially did not like that. And that seems to be a trend among gaming chairs. They're all made of leather, but this one is made of like cotton or something. It's not leather, and it's very nice to the touch. And because it's not leather, it's not gonna have the tear off problem that my previous chair had. And not necessarily the material of the chair, the bottom base is very nice because that is made of metal or whatever. That's really nice because usually gaming chairs, they have just some plastic, you know, it doesn't make it feel like you are spending the money on something that's special. But this one, it comes with a metal base, and that makes it all the more firm to potentially stay on the ground, which is nice. And it's just a bit more elegant feel too. To me, the most important factor though, the comfort. If you're not comfortable, I don't know what you're paying for. I ditched my old gaming chair, not just because of the leather tear up, but also because it was just really firm. I liked my old rink-a-dink office chair. Its butt cushion was super soft, and I would just DIY putting a blanket behind me on it. And that actually felt good on my back. And like the previous gaming chair, this one is indeed firm, but I also haven't had as many back problems. The foam also on the butt rest is not necessarily soft, but it adapts. I think it's just some kind of adaptive foam that, like, the more you sit in it, the more it's just gonna kinda be catered to your... And what I will say firmly is I do like the pillows a lot more. The pillows between this headrest and the backrest are much softer than my last one. They are, again, kind of an adaptive foam, but neat. I am going to admit it's not as cozy as my DIY situation with the office chair, but what it does have that the office chair didn't have is shock absorption. My last gaming chair and my office chair didn't have this thing where you kind of can just push yourself back, and that is the coolest pro of this chair, because especially, I'm going to get into this the next point, when it reclines, I don't know, it's just nice to have something that can kind of move with you. But if you don't want it to move around, let's talk about the adjustments, which is really the biggest pro of this chair, I would say. Because if you don't want it to do this shock absorption thing, you can lock it, and then it'll still go back a bit, but it's gonna meet resistance once you hit a certain spot. So there you go. The height is fine, but I'd say no matter what height you are, like right now when I have this maxed out, my feet are barely touching the ground, so it should be good for whatever height you are doing. The best part of this chair though is the recline. That shock absorption mixed with the recline is something to behold. Like, yes, the cushions, the foam and everything, I would like it to be a bit more comfy, if you will, but when you recline and that shock absorption is going, I just seriously relax staring at my ceiling sometimes. Like, it is a very nice feeling. My last gaming chair would recline to be kind of flat like that, but it felt like I was in a chair, whereas this almost kind of felt like I was in a recliner kind of a thing, or something else. I don't even know what. The main prize though is the armrests. The armrests can just do whatever the heck you want. They will go forward, backwards, side to side. You can angle them. Like, every single option is there, and that's probably, in terms of adjustments, the biggest pro there. However, I didn't mention this in the comfort part. The armrests do they're a bit too hard for my taste. Like, sometimes I feel like my elbows are a bit meh on them. So sometimes I might just purposely move them out of the way. So I'll scoot them all the way to the side so I have enough room to put my elbows inside the chair and, you know, play my game or whatever. And this chair is from the Ewin Champion Series, which I think is like one of their biggest series. And it's It's a hefty boy. It's over $300 as I'm recording this.
What?
I think that is a steep thing to ask for really just any chair, unless it's the comfiest thing of all time. But I think part of the gimmick of gaming chairs specifically is you kind of get it for the looks. Not to have your fancy Zoom meetings in them, but to have this chair that just kind of looks like you got something special in your room. And maybe that's what you're paying for with a lot of these. But for this one in particular, I will say I just adore that recline with the shock absorption so much. And backtracking to those looks, I really do dig the look. This was like a gray one. There was a white version that I almost got. Almost kind of wish I did get it. But the material specifically is a really homey feeling because it's not that leather feeling like you're trying to impress somebody. It's just this, you know, cotton that I'm always down for. Of the various gaming chairs I have used, this is probably the best one I have had, other than its comfort. I have sat in chairs that were a bit more comfy than this one, but it's still like enough. Maybe you're fine like me, just using that office chair with the blanket on the back of it. I was using that for many years and I was totally cool with it. Maybe you're looking to upgrade and get something fancy for your I don't know, office or room, whatever. And if you're doing that, this could be a good alternative. But if that's too steep of a price, two things, don't worry. One, I linked in the description their entire website where they do have their cheaper series, the Night series, that does go back to that classic leather that a lot of gaming chairs do, that I do hear is a bit more durable than other chairs. But also, luckily, I got a 20% discount code for anybody that wants to get a chair from them. And if you get that off of this one, that's gonna save you over $60, which is the price of another game. Somebody might pay $500 for this. I don't know. I probably would never ever do that. I don't know if I could even justify getting it for the base price without that discount or anything, but it does feel a lot more durable and nice than my previous gaming chair, which I am happy about. And hopefully it'll be able to withstand the hype reactions that I have sometimes, like this Metal Gear Solid one where I legitimately threw it. So I don't know. I didn't throw it, but it kind of got blown back. So maybe check that out and let me know if you have any questions about it whatsoever, please. Thank you for checking this out, and thank you to Ewin for sending me the chair. I'll see you in the next one.